So I'm not really reading all of the text. I'm scanning as I go. Words that might pop out to me are the bigger typeset. You just know, okay, like here. Again, you can see, sorry, you can't see, no, that way. Fabulous, just fabulous. So that really speaks to me, because I'm not doing that very well. I think I might take the page out. And actually the other words might come in handy anyway. Oh right, okay, so I ripped it slightly. Never mind, eh? Yeah, the other words might come in handy if you need letters. You're trying to make a word up that's in your mind, or you're missing an S or an A sometimes. So obviously for this particular prompt, which is find the joy around you, that's what's going through my mind. So as I am flicking through, I'm looking for joy. I'm looking for things that symbolise joy for me. Okay, there's the paper that's going to go actually on the page. Find the joy around you. So yeah, I'm not thinking too deeply about this. I'm going with gut instinct, feelings within me. Again, the joy to you might be this colour, and I'm actually quite drawn to this colour, this greeny colour. Again, you might find that you just can't resist it anyway, and it might not necessarily be relating to this particular prompt, but you don't want to leave it behind. So cut it out anyway, because you'll have your stash of cutouts anyway, so you'll be able to refer back to them. So again, as I'm just flicking through, find the joy around me. And again, I'm doing this quietly. I haven't got any music on. Sometimes I will, but because I'm actually sharing this process with you, I haven't put any music on. And the thing is, right, you don't necessarily, I mean, when I started doing this particular prompt, I didn't really know what joy was going to look like. I don't really know what this is. So your brain, your mind, your academic, your intellect doesn't have an idea. We're not making a piece of artwork here. So we're actually just being drawn to things. So I'm going a bit silent here as I'm zooming off into images and thinking, how does that feel for me right now? Find the joy around you. And again, joy will mean different things, and you won't really know until you actually sit down with your blank page and you create the actual page from all the different cuttings that you have. So you're not necessarily going to put everything that you choose onto your page, find the joy around you, because you're going to really tap into the feeling of what that joy is for you. And again, you can use one magazine. You can choose to just do this one page with one magazine. Or you might want to have a few to hand. And they could be different varieties. They don't have to be the same style. You can go for different. See, now I'm really, really drawn to this yes, yes, yes here. I just like the whole pink yes, yes, yes. And the fact that this article is actually all about sex. 15 surprising facts about grown-up sex. Okay, so and actually now I'm thinking about it, I might actually just take this pink bit out as well. I might use some of that, but I'd like to keep hold of it. Okay, so this is, I like this here, Hush Hour with the feet. That's quite a large image, but I'm not really going to think about that too much, because I might just, I think I'm just going to cut out the word hush, because to me joy is about hush as well. For me, it's about finding the quiet time. See, so you look past the original images, okay, so you don't necessarily have to have every single bit. You're actually you want the things to fit on the page, so you're going to cut things down anyway, because you will know when you sit down with it and you've got all of your pieces and you're starting to decide what's going to go on there, that some definitely have to be on there, and they might be a little bit too big, so you have to nip and tuck them down so that they actually fit on there, and because that's the feeling that you get, that's the joy. We want this page to be a joy page for you, so that when you look at it you feel joyful, and it also teaches you, and it gives you an indication of what it is that you need to make a priority in your life, whether it's, you know, having hush time, whether it's having grown-up sex, you know, whatever it is for you, that's what this page is going to do for you. Again, I don't tend to get caught up too much with the imagery of the females in there. I think I've said it before in another video that I tend to cut the eyes off anyway, so that I'm not getting caught up in the actual image of that personality. And you'll see that a lot of these magazines have got things already cut out, because they've been used in workshops and for my own journaling practice. It is a very quiet practice, and that's the whole purpose behind it being a mindfulness practice, because it allows you to step out of the mind and into the intuition and into the whispers and what's nudging you to be heard. And again, it can be about, when find the joy around you, it can be about clothing, it can be about home. You don't have to put a label on it. It's whatever it is for you. It could be, you know, bathing, finding a bath that really reminds you. Again, I really like this one. I might actually have cut this one out before, so I'm going to cut it again just in case. But it's be relaxed, be cosy, be comfortable. And it's of a couple together in bed. And that for me is quite, that's joyful to have that feeling of cozied up in bed. I'm going to take off the words, and I'm going to cut the image down. Obviously don't want the advert in there. And I really don't want the faces of the two of them, because I want this to feel. So I'm actually going to cut across. We've still got a little bit of him, but that doesn't matter so much because he's hidden slightly. But it's a representation for me of the joy. And I'm going to hang on to that be relaxed, cosy, comfortable, because I quite like that. All of the bits that you have left over or that really haven't got anything left on them, obviously can just go in the recycle bin. I'm sure they love it when they open it up when I've been at it, because it's just full of little bits of paper. Again, you might be drawn to words. Oh no, that looks really gorgeous. Hot chocolate heaven. That to me is joy. So I'm cutting it out. I might not use all of that, and I might just use one of them. I really like this word, glorious landscapes, because that to me fills me up again. So, and I really like this image of rolling hills and church, because that is like a breath of fresh air. So again, I might just cut off this bit. I don't want the whole thing. Again, we're only working with a very short 2-page spread, which is not a lot of space when you have cut out even just from one magazine. But that's, for me, find the joy around me is kind of finding those spaces and going on little journeys and finding that little place there, tucked right. Again, I might hang on to that because that's very nice. Okay, so I've come to the end of this magazine. I really like this home, sweet home. I might not use the whole thing. I might just want home actually, because it's about creating that joyful home. A lot of these adverts sometimes have things. Okay, so we're at the end of that now, and I'm going to stop there. So hopefully it's given you an idea of what I call the sifting process, the intuitive sifting. You've got your prompt, you've got your magazines. Choose one, choose a few, spend an hour sifting through a few, and see what you come up with. Okay, I'll see you later.